Hello, they're my YouTube friends. So I thought I would do a quick thing on like the director's viewpoint of this actual thingy and see what it's like. I'm not going to stay over long. I'm going to like literally knock it off and go back to a proper video style. But I just wanted to see if this works and see how well it works. So as you can see, I don't know which one you're going to choose first, but this is the one I'm doing first in my thingy because I think myself I'll be like, okay, I think probably most people may choose this one first off, and it's big. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting because I knew Hulk was big anyway, but this box is big. It's a chunky ass box. It gave me quite a surprise when I saw it. I was like, whoa, that's a bit bigger than I was expecting. Though again, I don't know what I was expecting when I knew it was a big African figure. I've seen people's unboxings of it. But anyway, the box on the front, box art, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, that is just a beautiful bit of box art. You know, could it have been better? Possibly, but it's still damn good. I really like it. You know, the top end, like that. You got the side of the box, like that. I'm sorry if it's a bit dark. I think we could gain, like, see, I'm in the man cave, and like that lighting in the background, look at that. You can see it. It looks like a bluey colour. It's actually white. It says, I don't know what it is with the phone. But you can see this thingy of it. Let's see if we can quickly whip this thing around and show you the back. There you go, and there's the back with all your whodunits and warnings and what have you. And what I'll do now is I'll get this thing open, guys, and get this sort of stuff out and show you what you get with them, because I think it'll be too awkward for us to try and do this on camera because he's so damn big. So I'll knock the camera off, and then you won't see me have to see my face again now as well. So, but if you do happen to enjoy that bit of it, well, then please let us know. I can do videos like this, I suppose, if it works. But I'm going to get unboxed now, guys. Get the stuff out. I'll kind of see it later in the light box because it's not going to fit like it. I'll lay it on my desk and we'll have a look at what the Gladiator Hulk comes with. Yeah, catch you in a minute. And here you go, guys. Here is your accessories. Not a massive amount, but massive. They're big. They're big figures. I've never known it like it. I mean, this is literally shocking me because it's just like so big. And of course, it's something that doesn't want to home in on this bit. Can I get it to work? This is going to be what it's going to be like for us for now, guys, while I try and work out this particular one. There you are. Oh, there you go, man. That's better, isn't it? So there we go, guys. There's his first hand. I love how much detail goes into them. I mean, it's obviously a bit easier on these ones because of his pure size, but yeah, it's lovely. I don't know what the heck all the little whole things are there for. Is he supposed to be bend his fingers or something? Yeah, guessing it must be in order to be able to. Yeah, that's that sort of. I think I've never done that before. Can we get this to home in again instead of homing in on the bottom? It's supposed to have a good thing to be able to know what you're looking at, but it's not looking good. So that's interesting. You actually have bendable fingers, and I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, that is pretty good. How much range you'll get with it, I don't know. I'll have to have a proper sort of look at that, but I mean that's pretty clever, pretty nice. You know what I mean? You can see details on that is just amazing. You obviously have his hand for holding the weapons. See on the inside, that one hasn't got the little holes in it, the thingy, but I mean that's just beautifully done. So you have obviously the holding of the weapons hands. You have the two open hands, which I'm taking this and I'll have the same thing on the inside as well. Yep. So you must be able to bend those ones as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. Get the instructions. These, I wasn't sure of what the hell they were for until I basically looked and goes, well, hang on a minute, it's the same colour as the helmet. And obviously the helmet has bits here, so that's where they're going to go along the side of his face, you know. And as you can see, look, that's proper like hair, synthetic hair in there, you know, magnetic thing to stick it on. It is plastic, so it's not, it's lightweight, which is good. You know what I mean? The figure weighs enough on its own, so I'd hate to have anything metal in it. But you can see there, I mean, it's just the details, the weather, and the fact that it's got big dents and chips, and like it's been through a lot of battles. You know, he is the true champion. And I think that is just cool ass. And you obviously have a different head sculpt, because he has a head sculpt on, so you have this screaming head sculpt, which I think again is fantastically well detailed, looks amazing. And I do know, guys, that this hair can come off, and you actually can move the eyes as well. I know most of you probably know that if you've seen other videos before, but maybe this would be like a reminder to you, you know, that what this character's like is a case of that, you know, he does have movable eyes. Like, this hair can come off. Like I say, I think that is just awesome. You can put this one on in its place. I don't know if you can do that on the other one, I've never really looked, but this one obviously you can, and you can put that in its place in order to put his helmet on it. And of course, guys, we've got these things which are big. Now thankfully, again, these are plastic and not metal. I say thankfully because some people might complain that it's plastic, but can you imagine what it would be like, the figure having to try and hold these things up if these were bloody metal, if these were die cast metal? It would be just crazy, you know. You'd be putting too much stress on the joints and what have you. So thankfully these are plastic, but they're still highly bloody detailed, you know. They still look absolutely amazing, you know. It's well cool. And the last one, of course, is this one here. He's big, massive hammer. This is still quite weighty considering it's plastic, especially like at the top end. You know, it's top heavy, obviously, as you can see the amount of freaking stuff that's on here. But the detail again is just like really beautiful. You know, there's big dents and what have you out of it. You know, it's weathered. Like, he's been using it a lot in his gladiatorial battles. Yeah, it's really cool. So there we go, guys. So that's what you're getting with them. And like I say, the fact that you get movable eyes and that's pretty damn good. Yeah, and it's the shouting face, I just think, is like sort of really sort of great detail to it. It looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm loving that. So anyway, guys, we'll get the figure out now, show you the monstrous of a figure that he is, because he is just absolutely massive. It's like shocked me at how big he is. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't think I'm going to be able to fit him on one of my shelves or in the detail, so I don't know where the hell I'm going to really put him, but that's something for me to work out shortly. Anyway, guys, let's get in and show you the figure himself. And here he is from the feet up. As you can see, he doesn't need a stand. I mean, he stands perfectly fine on his own. You can see you must have the idea of being able to use ankle articulation, because there's a split there at the ankle. Yeah, they've got the split at the knees, which it's always something that I looked at it and I thought to myself, that's a bit of an ugly, unsightly knee, but let's see how it looks when I'm thinking, you know, I think I might be able to get away with it. It's not as bad, like when you're looking at it first hand yourself, than what it is when you see it on a lot of the videos and what have you. So let's hope that thing here, you can see there, the details into that as well. It just looks pretty gorgeous. This thankfully is actually plastic rather than thingy. It looks like a fake leather, you know, but thankfully it's plastic, which means you shouldn't have the issue that you get with a lot of the fake leather stuff, you know. The thing, because these would end up coming away and just fraying to bits and just looking terrible, but because they're plastic, to me to look like it, and it's pretty good, you know. And of course you've got these head sculpt there. It's just beautiful. And you can see the possibility is that that top can come off, so maybe you can put the actually thing onto that one as well, his helmet onto that one. So that's cool. Whether you can do his eyes or not, I don't know. It's something I'll have to have a look at. But you can see, these are the type of things that do worry me when I see figures, is like when they've got joints like that. Yeah, because it's like they're too easily seen. You know, so you can see in his arms. Hopefully you'll get some bend in them. Hopefully this the thingy there, which again, like I say, we'll see in a minute. But when you see something like that, yes, you're going to get a good. You should be able to get a decent range of motion. Hopefully, though, coming forward, the way that's looking, you might have an issue with that, you know, because that's a weird old shape. In this one, yeah, you might have some issues with, because of the fact of that, you know, the amount of gladiatorial armor that he has on. But like I say, that there to me is, again, is another one of these things that's sort of fairly unsightly. But with the Incredible Hulk, what else are you going to do? You know, maybe in the future they can work something out where it looks less unsightly, but that's something that I don't like. But it's still, he looks just amazing, and I am so glad to have him in my collection now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn my little spotlight on to see if we can get more detail, because you're getting this blurred out by the backlight and that. So we'll have a look at that. Just bear with me 2 seconds. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better, because now you can actually see, hopefully you'll be able to see the bits of blue that's in here, whereas beforehand you couldn't see nothing. Yeah, so you can see the bits of blue running through the uniform, running through his thingy, and there's actually the blue on top of here as well. So I think that's sort of a lot better, and then maybe you can see his face just slightly better now. Yeah, it's kind of cool. You can see, I'm not sure whether when you take that one off you can adjust those eyes or not. I'll have to have a look and let you know, because as you can see, I'm actually hand holding this camera at the minute, so it makes it awkward for thinking. I'm going to have to put it into its cradle so that I can show you actually any articulation you get. Let's have a look at the back of this dude before we... And yeah, you can see the musculature on his back. Yeah, you can see the blue colour in the armour better, because it's got natural light going on it. I just think that is well cool. Really nice. I'm really pleased with that. Let's just hope he's got some decent articulation in him. But he definitely looks well cool, guys. So let's see how easy it is to show the articulation when he's such a big guy you can't even fit him into the camera. I'll tilt this up first, I think, and we'll show the top half of it. See how he goes. So by looking down, you've got a bit of movement in the actual neck part itself, and a little bit, not much in the actual head compartment. You can get him to look down, which is good, because he's going to be looking down on people. You know, that's the type of thing he is. He is going to be the type that needs to look down on people. You can get the swivel quite easily. Oh, took his head off. It's easy enough to put that on. You're not really going to get much in the way of side to side. There's a little bit there you can see, but not a huge amount, I guess. Right, we're going to get you the shoulder to shoulder. And you can see there that is amazing. It just comes up the full way, as much as what you want on that side. This side, you're getting about that before the armour itself, and that gets in the way and stops you from doing it. There's no sort of real thing about it, but you can see that this is a slightly softer plastic there, because it is moving as I'm trying to move the arm in over. So it's better than I thought, and actually the movement up of it is way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be solid, you know, because like you see, I'm just literally finding out myself here, but it's not. It's softer, so it gives you the chance to thing it. So his arm comes all the way up, pretty much would probably swivel all the way completely round, you know. So that's good amount of motion that you get with it. No problem at all. It will move right the way around. It's a case of now with the bicep, which can we see that in the camera? Yes. So yes, you are, and it's on a ratchet. You can hear it's on a ratchet. You get like that. You're not getting like a double bend, but you're still getting a single sort of bend on it on a ratchet style system. So that's pretty damn good. You know, you kind of complain at that. but for the size of this character and the fact that you have got the ability to bend his arms, that's damn good. Waist articulation, you're getting enough there so you can bend back. I'm not letting go because he'll fall out, because obviously I've got him bent right back, but you see there, you're getting enough to make sure he stands, which is pretty good. Now let's see, I need to get down to look at these legs. Yeah, obviously just apart from like the head itself, you've got pretty much damn good range of motions, you know, you've got enough to really be getting on with, so that's pretty good. Now we'll go for the actual legs itself. You can see that's like a ratchet system, and goes out about there. Yeah, the ratchet system on it. You see it comes in about that narrow. Forward, it's a loose joint there while they're coming forward, so it's not going to stay up for some reason. You know, maybe it's just because it's an older character and I've got it second hand, so it's his leg just won't stay up. Plus this part here, which you might not be able to see fully, is basically forcing the leg back down a bit. Yeah, so you can see it, obviously it's an older character. Now that one's still, it's not a huge amount coming forward, and you can see there, you see once you get to a certain thing, it literally just sort of drops back down again. It's, you know, like I say, you can feel the looseness in that. You know, it is sort of quite loose, so that is something I'm going to sort of have to take into consideration when I'm posing. And obviously I'm not that fussed, because the simple fact is he's an older character, he's been around for a while, yeah, and if he's been posed up and that, you're going to have a bit of an issue, you know, it's only obvious. The knee, you can see there, that's what you're getting out of the knee. Like you see, it's such a loose joint in that upper part up here that it's just sort of dropping down in that, you know, but you do have that, and you do have the ankle articulation sort of a little bit out, not much on the way inward, but you get a little bit out, forward and backwards. You get enough to give you the thingy. It's like, how's that joint look? Yeah, it's not as bad as what I'd imagined. It's still not great, but it's not bad. You know, I can get away with that quite easily because of how pretty damn good he friggin' looks. Yeah, so here you go, guys, for your articulation of a character. He's not bad at all. You cannot really grumble, you cannot complain. Or you can, but you know, what would be the point? He is what he is. Yeah, and I just think he looks superb. Yeah, he's a really good character, really nice thingy. I think the levels of details and everything on him are just amazing. Now I want to sort a few things out and just show you sort of with a couple of his accessories and what have you on, and have a sort of quick butcher's at him myself, and then we'll do the finishing off. And like I said to you guys, I wasn't too sure whether the whole thing come off and had movable eyes on this actual thingy, because the other one does. This one does as well. I've just took them off, and you can see it does have the maneuverable eyes in there. The head does come off, the back does come off, so give you that thingy. So that's cool that you get it on both head sculpts. You know, I mean, that is like really damn good that you do get that ability to do that on both head sculpts. So that's good. That's good. Okay, guys, so here we go. There's just a couple of accessories in his hands. Now, I don't know if I've got them in the right hand. I'm sure somebody will friggin' point out that maybe I haven't, or maybe I have, I don't know. But yeah, that's the thing. That's not going to be the final pose or anything like that. It's just a case of that's just me sort of trying to get the stuff in his hand. I need to tweak it and work on it. Whereas somebody who's probably keen-eyed would notice that it hasn't got the flaps on the side of there. Okay, on the side of his helmet, which makes it look slightly strange. Now that is because the guy didn't mention to us, but one of them, oh, can you see where it is? There it is. It's not going to home in on it. Hang on. There you go. One of them you can see there is actually broken, which you never. How do you get into this? So one of them's actually broke and it's snapped off on both thingies, on the helmet and on this thingy. It snapped off. I don't know whether it snapped off when he was trying to take it apart or what, but he never actually mentioned it to us, which is a little bit annoying. I'm hoping just a dab of glue will fix it, but what worries us is you're putting a dab of glue on it and the way it fits onto the helmet itself is whether when you're trying to put it on the Hulk, because it sort of bends slightly, you can see it sort of bends slightly in over like that, so when you're trying to put it on him, is that going to just snap back off again? This one's fine. You can see what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, that bit goes on fine, but that one would have been sort of snapped off. It's a case of, well, that's not going to go on. Like I say, I'm hoping a dab of glue might be able to do it and take it off one side, manage to sort of manoeuvre it into place, and I might be able to get it. But until then, until I can sort of have a look at that properly and see if I can fix it, it's a case of I'm probably going to have to end up posing them without the helmet in order just to make it look okay. Which isn't too bad, but when you're going to sort of, I want them up against Gladiator Thor, you sort of, to get that iconic thingy, you're going to have it on. So I'm going to have a look at it and see what I can do. It'll be probably a good few days before I get round to that, because obviously I've got a few figures there that I need to be doing videos on. But I mean, again guys, this guy looks magnificent. The only issue I think I've got with him is the fact is obviously his hips are very sort of loose now, and so that's a bit awkward for getting certain poses. I think it's going to make it really sort of difficult, because he has a tendency to sort of lean forward, and I've got to try and lean him back, so I think getting him into certain positions is going to be tough. For the simple fact is, once you get him beyond a certain thing, the hips are that slack that he just drops forward a bit more, and it just looks strange. But other than that, the guy, I mean, this is just an amazing looking figure. You know, I love him. I don't know if there's any other people got that issue with these hips becoming sort of slack and loose or what. Whether it's just mine because he's posed it a lot or what, I don't know. But yeah, that's the only gripe, obviously, in that. But other than that, everything else is just looks great, it feels great, and it just looks amazing. You know, the issues that I didn't like is obviously these things, but you can get away with it. You know, you can get away with it. It doesn't look as bad as what you can imagine, but it's still a bit sort of, it draws your eyes towards them a little bit. You know, when you're looking at the character, your eyes get drawn towards that a little bit. So anyway guys, thanks very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Tell us if this isn't the last one I'm putting up, tell us what you'd like to see next, and we'll try and get that up for you. If not, guys, I will catch you in the next video. This is the Bearded Nerdy Oaf, and for now, I am out of here.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say that? I mean,
Okay.